keeps going.
That's a month ago.
Yeah, you know, I know there is. It's a concern for me.
We agree to agree.
Spirited discussion and then
Wishes like a man. President.
All of a sudden.
Whoa. Spacious.
Okay, we're gonna get finance started at 7:15. Excuse me, on the 19th of December. President, Council President Broussard, excuse me, Councilwoman Gilchrist, myself, Mr. Limpert, Mr. Madden, Mr. Scarl, the mayor, directors of law and finance, HR, economic development, safety, service, recreation, and special assistance and management. So we have a full house on the director's side. We have five.
No, we're not.
We got a full starting lineup.
We got a straight, or just a flop, okay.
Clearly, we're not Browns or Cavs. So we got 5 items on the agenda. First is 2023-142 concerning our collecting money from the county. I assume you would like to continue doing that?
Yes.
Copper?
This ordinance allows them to give us advances during the year of all the money due and owing us when they do tax collections and every other thing that the county collects on our behalf. And so we definitely want this.
As I said, this is to let us collect money. So does anyone have any questions or concerns?
It needs to be passed before the end of the year.
Okay. Suspended so that we can get money to do all the wonderful things we do. Anyone have any comments, questions? Okay.
No.
Seeing none, I would move to favorably recommend 2023-142 with suspension and ask for a second. Seconded by Mr. Limpert. All those in favor? Aye. 2-0. Okay. Next is 2023-143, changes to our income tax code to bring us in line with the Ohio Revised Code. Director Copper.
Does anyone have what I handed after that point? I left mine there. Thank you. I gave this out last week. These are the items that were in House Bill 33 that affected our tax code. There's nothing really jaw-dropping or changing in our tax code. We already had minors under 18 did not pay income tax at the local level, so that was a lot of cities had to make changes there, but our language was correct. There was also some cross-referencing for net loss operating carry forwards. The apportionment of businesses with remote workers. When you pay a net profit tax, there's a apportionment that's payroll and other expenses, and it gets allocated to where you're claiming that. And because people were working higher, they could have taken all their payroll dollars and then had to allocate all their operating costs to every city where somebody claimed payroll in. So this allows them to not do that and just do it the way they normally do, and where their situs is located is where they pay their net profit tax. So that the payroll dollars are all calculated here. So it's a good thing for us. And then they're extending the net profit extension filing deadline, and they're trying to get it in line with the federal extension requirements so that they're consistent, because people who and then the other is, which I'm happy about, is the late filing penalty is capped, and there's waivers for first time taxpayers filing a tax return, I usually, on a case-by-case basis, when people ask and they're been good taxpayers, I give them, a one-time where they don't have to pay the penalty. So I'm glad that they're mandating it, and, also they're, reducing the maximum fines. The state law had really gotten up there as far as the dollar amounts on the second, the third, the fourth fine. So it's reduced the penalties to a smaller dollar amount. And then the other is just, information that, the state tax commissioner has that, that Rita needs and vice versa, that we've given them authorization and that they can exchange information on our behalf. So, and we worked on it, we looked at it several different ways, but there's a lot of references to all these things in our code. And, you can change an and and an or in a tax code, and it can mean something totally different. So the law director and I decided that we would take the standard tax code from Rita that incorporates all these changes and restate it as of January 1st, and with the few nuances that our code is individual for that like subchapter S corps and things like that. So there's like 5 points that we have options to, so that's why it's completely restated. We thought it was the best approach, most inclusive.
And that reduces our need to modify our code all the time too, right?
Right, and like I said, we could change it here and, know down here that there's a reference over here that then references over here for this code, so, and they have it all in their model code, just the way it's supposed to be, so we thought the safest course was to keep with their code.
Yeah, I would agree. We are prone to have challenges with that, so.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and, so that's why we couldn't get it on to have 3 readings, but it does have to be in place by January 1st. Thank you for letting me borrow that.
Sure.
It's been floating on my desk for a while and I didn't bring it.
Are there any questions or comments?
I'm just in favor, I'm in favor of standardizing it to the Rita code, consistency, accuracy, and reduction of error.
Sounds good to me. Anyone else? Okay. The notes reflect that this is for suspension as well. So I will move to favorably recommend 2023-143 tax code updates on suspension and ask for a second. Second, all in favor? Aye, 2-0. Third item on the agenda is the lightest appropriations transfer I think I've ever seen. 2023-144.
These are
3 items?
yes, these are just little scraps that need to be adjusted so that we have budget compliance. There's not anything significant, it's just moving little dollars around to make sure we're all good by the end of the year. There's no increase.
2 of them were roughly $1,000 or less. The third one was 10,000-ish. What was that one? If I'm recalling correctly. The highway fund change.
Oh, yeah, that one is,
We just need to
just moving it from
Caucus.
contractual services, or from materials and supplies to contractual services. We, for the crack ceiling and pavement marking, we got the quotes, and we needed more money in them, but they got more done because they're agreement contracts, so, just to finalize that though. We moved it from supplies to contractual service because we outsource those.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, this one I don't have as marked as needing suspension.
It does though, we didn't see it.
Yeah, you're ending 2023.
Oh, I'm sorry, the next one is, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. All right. With that said then, I will move to favorably recommend 2023-144 under suspension and ask for a second. Seconded, all in favor? Aye. 2-0 with suspension. this is the one that does not have suspension. 145 capital appropriations.
Because we can't pass on suspension, and it has to sit for 30 days.
Sounds great. I'd like to speak to 145. 45.
Mr. Chairman, each of the departments will speak to their specific projects.
Sounds good. Find the order in which, yes, recreation, Mr. Pinchek, you are draw the shortest straw first.
So the $600,000 is for the data closet project that we talked about before, and this is coming out of the rec fund balance.
Great. Any questions on that? Me? Second, we've got Brook Park underpass lighting. I suppose either Mr. Carney or Mr. Upton, Brook Park Road.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is phase 2 of the Brook Park Road underpass project. Some of you may have noticed phase 1 was just completed by Eclipse. That included stormwater infrastructure improvements, pedestrian improvements. Phase 2 deals with the median, the railings underneath, as well as up and down under both sides to provide safety enhancements for pedestrians day and night. And so that is phase 2 of the Brook Park underpass project that we expect to do this coming year.
Very good. Any questions?
No.
It's two more items. Second is, or sorry, third is, I think just our normal road construction program, correct?
Mr. Chairman, this is for resurfacing, rejuvenation, crack sealing, and marking.
Sounds good.
Yearly.
You're gonna do it all in one chip?
Yes, sir.
What's the
If you'll
budget?
approve this.
What was the budget this year compared to last year for this?
About the
It's all the
Same.
same, pretty much the
It's
same.
about
And
1.2. We usually budget 1.2. And Mr. Chair, just
Yeah.
a friendly amendment, this doesn't include the crack sealing and the pavement marking, that's just for the street improvements, the asphalt overlay and the reclamation portions of it.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? None. Our final item, Spruce property, stormwater, this is planning and management.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, so as you'll recall, the mayor, with the support council, was successful in getting $890,000 from the county in ARPA funding, the first of which was used to demolish the Spruce building. The balance left over is for the engineering to design stormwater infrastructure and ultimately implement some of the stormwater infrastructure. And so it's our hope that we're able to leverage this funding and do something really interesting that incorporates some other green space amenities for the neighborhood there. So again, this particular expenditure is all ARPA by way of the county.
Okay.
Do we expect this to be completed next year, or is there gonna be?
Most likely not. We expect to be designed and know what we're bidding. Hopefully winter, late fall, late Q3, Q4, so that